What's up? Hi, Internet Land. Happy Hump Day.
Welcome to the last day of Mercury in Sagittarius before everything moves quickly and you spiral out of control in this shit show.
The first day or the last day?
The last day of Mercury in Scorpio.
Scorpio. Welcome.
Before the first day of Mercury in Sagittarius, and everything's gonna move fast. And before you know it, you're being drafted to a very great day of your life.
I'm kind of liking like Mercury and Venus moving side by side.
It's usually I romantic.
Usually I don't like that.
You know what that looks like to me?
What?
That's like Venus is beefing with Mars, so she's hanging out with Mercury to make Mars jealous.
I could see that. Mm-hmm. But I also think like Mercury and like Venus conjunct usually isn't very romantic, depending on the sign. But in Sag, it's like, give me your dick.
Yo, I have a text message to prove that right now.
Give me the dick.
With the Sag moon, specifically. Verbatim. Those words. Damn. Talk about being on it. That's wild.
How's everybody doing? If you're new to watching our lives, welcome to the darkest part of the internet. We're doing live readings. There's a QR code right here. You can scan it. It'll take you to our PayPal where you give us all your money. Just kidding. Kind of.
Some of your
We're
money.
going to be doing tarot and astrology readings. If you see the little banner going across, you can see our PayPal also. We're doing $20 for one card. We are doing, I think, $40 for 3 cards. Mm-hmm. You can get an astrology reading if you would like, and that is going to run you about $50. Mm-hmm. But it's worth it because we're both going to take a look at your chart. We're going to be breaking down what you've got going on. We've already got a couple people who have already gotten into the queue. Big thank you. If you're a level 3 subscriber, then you get to go first if we have any of our level 3 people here. If you're not, why are you not level 3? Join our memberships. You support the channel. You make it possible for us to do what we do. Production, yeah, but mostly booze. I'm not gonna lie. It's like mostly booze and snacks. But we're self-funded and we're a 3-man team. So this has been a real labor of love and coming up on 100 episodes. So
Season 2?
Can you believe that?
Season 3 coming soon. So looks like first we got Kelsey.
We got Jessica Martinez too, said she'll take some cards. So
thank you.
I'll take Jessica. I'll read 3 cards for you if you have some questions. And then we got a couple people who are already in the queue. If you're a member, you can choose between tarot and astrology, whatever you'd like. We have got Kelsey Cook, and then we've got another person who you're associated with. I don't have your name exactly in front of me, but I'll pull it up when I open up your thing. Joseph, Matthew.
Can you click Matthew? I'll put in his right now.
Did he send it? No, so we need it.
Oh, he didn't put his
So Matthew H. If you're here, we need your information, your time, date, and location to do the reading. Otherwise, you're going to get 3 cards. So we've got Kelsey, your partner in crime, Joseph, and then Matthew. But we're going to start first
with Jessica
Martinez, who wants some cards pulled. How are you guys doing with the transits? We're finally out of like eclipses. So many planets in Sag that's kind of setting up right now. Definitely some better energy.
Did you say some what?
Some better energy.
She's a Scorpio saying this, y'all. That's
better
amazing.
Energy. I'm not like, I mean, my moon's in a fire sign. If I had to take one mutable sign, it would probably either be Sag or Pisces. So I'm welcoming this transition into Sag season because to me it feels a little warmer. All right, cool, Jessica, I got you. Let's do a general reading. You get a nice big shot of my wine there. Let me make a little bit more room for y'all. Here we go. What's up, Jess? I hope you're doing well. Those of you guys who are just tuning in, welcome. So let's see what the cards say for Jessica post-eclipse.
Did you ever sign the exemption form?
For the religious thing?
Yeah.
No, I did not. Did you?
Not yet.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Cool. Because I know you wanted to sign it together. So.
Yeah, we'll say we're starting a cult.
Nice.
Welcome to the religious cult of the cosmos. Thank you for your generosity, Jessica. We appreciate it. We'll be buying more booze. We've got the holidays coming up, so maybe we can throw something fun together.
I love this. This is awesome.
That is such a great spread for you, Jessica. So we've got Queen of Wands coming up with the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Cups. To me, this feels like getting in touch with a much more youthful, fun, sensitive, emotional, creative sense of self, right? Queen of Wands is about getting things done, but in a way where you're enjoying what you're creating. So you're speaking things into reality, making magic happen, really leaning into your sense of authority and like listening to your intuition as you're going through the process of like making moves professionally, romantically, creatively. This is a lot of energy between the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Wands. It's just about good luck and like making your own luck, like not relying on transits or things to kind of pan out for you, but you being like, I'm going to make the most of what's kind of happening in my life right now. There can be opportunities where there's more positive upward swings. If you're self-employed, this can also be fortunate events that involve travel, some kind of a collaboration that you might have with a fellow fire sign. So it can be a Sag or a Leo or an Aries. The Wheel of Fortune makes me feel like it's like good news, especially like in terms of traveling or expanding or something in regards to your belief system, your philosophies. And Queen of Wands kind of like looks at the Wheel of Fortune and goes like, oh, like I said, I make my own luck. Six of Cups is coming back to sweeter times and like reminiscing about what you have been focusing on since you were little. So there can be like a sense of wish fulfillment that's going on right now where you're like, this is the life that I always wanted to create. And like now I'm actually actively creating it. The Six of Cups can also be really sweet for reconnecting with people from your past or feeling like you're having sweeter encounters with younger people, like lovers, children, people like that. The Wheel of Fortune makes me feel like this is really positive for you because that is very much associated with Jupiter. We got a ton of planets that are going through Sag. You've got Jupiter getting ready to go direct. We just did a video on that. It's just going to be right around the time of the new moon in Sagittarius on the 23rd. So we're just shy of a week before that happens. So Jupiter is getting really strong. So you might want to take a look at where Jupiter is in your natal chart right now. Six of Cups makes me feel like good things are coming back to you also. So if you've been putting stuff out there, helping other people, supporting other people, like really kind of helping other people level up and you've been like giving them advice and you've been directing them and you've been helping them, that's all coming back to you now, Six of Cups. So I think that post-eclipse, you're going to realize like whatever has happened, whatever has shifted has happened for good reason. And it's allowing you to kind of sit with this and at least have like more of like a silver lining perspective on where you're going from here.
Beautiful.
Hopefully that's helpful. Let us know. You can't really go wrong with that. Oh, and your birthday's on the 29th. So you are a Saggy. Perfect. So that's definitely you being like, you know what? I'm gonna definitely set some intentions and I'm gonna tune into some like childlike wishes on your birthday. Happy almost birthday. Spacebug, we'd love to have you in our cult. You are welcome. What's up, Marsha? It's nice to see you. A little bit of cross traffic. I've seen you on my channel a couple times. Thanks for joining us. We got Kelsey Cook here.
Kelsey, we know you're a Libra rising and a Scorpio sun, just like Candace. And we know your moon is in Capricorn. So, just like myself, you are a vessel of Neptune, Saturn, and Uranus. So here's the deal. You're also the power of Pluto. So if you would like an alien construct article from me, which I think will greatly benefit you, then I wish for you to email me at thepeacedealer@gmail.com. Because you being a vessel of Neptune, Uranus, and Saturn give you all sorts of incredible superpowers and abilities that I have this moon too. But as a Gemini sun, it's like a 7-year-old kid having it. But with you, it's like a 40-year-old adult woman. Huge difference. The Capricorn gives me intuitions. I'm in my head like, no, that's mean. The Capricorn gives you intuitions. It's like, oh yeah, I already know. That motherfucker ain't shit. Okay, so it's amazing because you're fully awakening your power, you're fully blossoming your abilities, and Jupiter is getting ready to completely evolve your relationships as you are integrating the life of your literal dreams around your creativity, fifth house to your Scorpio sun.
What is your life like right now, Kelsey? Is it as much of a dumpster fire as mine? Her birthday's a little bit earlier than mine, so she's already had Uranus op her sun and all that stuff, but she's got Saturn on her north node. But yeah, you got two
And
powerhouse
then Venus and
stelliums.
Sag before. So yeah, she's born before the moon Aries.
She is. I don't know. I think I'd rather take a Capricorn moon over an Aries moon any day, honestly. But fuck.
It's the constipated emotions, like especially with Saturn Neptune. You can channel high frequency beings, read souls and auras, understand. It's just you're so much more mature with this than someone like me would be. And then you got the Pluto Sun, so you can perform psychic surgeries. Like I love this archetype. Like it's so fucking powerful. So congratulations, because the inhibition is over. Pluto's out of Cap. You're not going to feel like you're holding yourself back your whole life anymore. Thank God. So
I'm actually really excited to see what happens for you because I feel like Uranus going retrograde and a trine to your moon is really opening up your career.
by the way, you're a vessel of the dark goddess. 15 degrees Capricorn is the dark goddess. So I read a Cancer sun who on her Instagram, she goes by Hecate, the goddess Hecate, the dark goddess, and she's 15 degrees Cap. She didn't know that.
Huh.
Right, but she just knew that.
And her moon is so close to Vesta, too. If I were you, I'd really look into Vesta archetypes. Just food for thought.
It's like your Queen Hela from Thor. So, that's kind of interesting.
I like it. I like the moon Neptune in opposition to Jupiter. That's some powerful psychic abilities.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Dreaming with Tess.
Thanks, Tess. We appreciate it. We're going to throw you into the queue. We've got you.
Please send us your time, date, and place of birth so we can add it to the chart.
One thing I'd also say, Kelsey, is like you just had an eclipse on your Mars. So that's the ruler of your 7th house. So that eclipse was planting a seed to partner with other people and make more money. Ooh. The eclipses are taking place in your 2nd house and also in your 8th house. So as you start seeing these eclipses come through and we get into like April, May of 2023, you're going to see that it's a lot of like how you can make more with other people and bring in more support.
And, you know, December 7th, Jupiter is going through your 7th. It's going to involve your partnerships. Then it's going to go through Taurus. So evolution of relationships is the wave. If it's not him, he's going to lead you to other people.
And Mars retrograde and you're in 9th and you're getting ready to go on a vacation with all these planets in your 3rd house in opposition to Mars square Neptune. Prepare for there to be timing changes, schedule changes, delays, or things that kind of get scrambled a little bit. So just a heads up. Like if you're booking flights or if you're booking anything in regards to like rental cars or Airbnbs and stuff, all the squares to Jupiter and Neptune in the 6th tells me scheduling changes. Also be very careful when you're eating as you're traveling because there can be issues with like eating something and getting sick. I'm just letting you know this now because I have similar transits, so I've been kind of like watching this myself.
Dreaming with Tess, you can email it to thepeacedealer@gmail.com.
Or you can post it in the chat.
Or you can post it in the chat.
Yeah, just post it in the chat. Just put your birthday, your year, your city, and your time. You don't have to give us your last name, but we do need that information. So to get it quicker, you can put it in the chat.
All I know is that she has Neptune and Sun in Sag and Saturn in Virgo.
Let's see. So we have somebody else here.
Marsha, Eddie, what's
No,
her
we
birthday?
have Angela.
Angela?
Angela Cook. There's 2 here.
Oh, yeah. So Angela C., we know you got the Virgo rising with the Cap Sun and the Scorpio moon. Oh, wow. This is literally inverse.
Yeah. One thing I would say is for you, Angela, you know, it is high fucking adventure in your life right now. My goodness. Mm-hmm. Mars retrograde in your 10th, reevaluating what your purpose is, what your drive is in terms of your professional or your career aspirations, changing jobs, going back to something that's old. It's in opposition to Jupiter, so you might feel like you're hearing from people from the past who want to work with you again or people who want to partner with you again. This is all also T-squaring Jupiter and Neptune in your 7th house. So I'm kind of curious if there's like a sense of you being like, here's my life, here's my home, here's my relationships, here's my career. You should feel like something is lacking. Okay, so it should be like, okay, I have a partner, but I'm not seeing the career advancement I want. Or I'm working all the time. How am I going to meet somebody? Or I'm working all the time and I need to move. You know, like there's some sense of trying to find the balance in the midst of all of this. When you see squares like this in these 4 parts of your chart, we call these angular houses. It's like somebody takes the volume and just cranks it up. So there's just like a lot more action. But on the other side of that kind of mutable square hell, once you get into the new year, you're actually going to find like, wow, my relationships changed for the better. My job changed for the better. I expanded my home in some way. Like the fact that it's all in opposition in squares with Jupiter, I think is just going to like make all of these topics in your life bigger. If you've been thinking about making job changes in general, like now is the time to do it. If you've been thinking about finally like cutting somebody loose relationship wise and seeing what else is out there, now is the time to do it. If you're like, it's time for me to possibly venture into living in other places and looking for a job somewhere else, any of these things can kind of fit. I also like the fact that you're getting ready to see that Saturn is coming into its 3rd conjunction with your Venus in the 5th house, which is, what do you really love? P.S. By the way, Venus in your 5th house is about your daughter and whether or not your daughter finds true love.
Oh, wow.
So Saturn coming into conjunction with that is whether or not there is some kind of serious commitment that your daughter has with a romantic partner, and it's sextiling Mars, which suggests that there could be more that could emerge in terms of good news in regards to that relationship in the spring. If you're listening, Kelsey. You had an eclipse on your moon, very close to your moon. Jupiter's going to come into the opposition. I think this is about you learning that you need more support from people that you live with. You're a Capricorn, but you got a bunch of planets in the 4th, so you act like a Cancer. And I kind of feel like when it comes to expanding your home, like other people can contribute or other people can live with you or other people can kind of aid you in this process. And I think you're going to learn a little bit more about that when Jupiter goes into Aries in the springtime.
Yeah.
Um,
And the Jupiter return. Oh, no, that's the transit. That's
Mars in opposition to Jupiter makes me feel inclined to tell you there can be
Jupiter
more
opposition.
affordable places to live in other places, or if you're open to changing your career, you could look for a job that's in another place that would help pay for you to move. That could just suddenly kind of open up. And it's also in opposition to Mercury, so look for jobs or partners in other places. Brother's a Cancer, he's a train wreck. My mom's been struggling with a lot, going through stuff with him. Well, Saturn's been in your 5th house, so it's been tough love with your kids, you know?
Yeah. But it'd be nice to see Jupiter go over your Mars because it's going to boost you forward. So anything you're not ready to move forward with then, you will be by then. After March, adjust your perception and then boom.
Saturn square Uranus also is like challenges with one of your kids. So Saturn has been in your 5th house of children, square Uranus, that's been in the 9th. So whether or not they're really getting out there and growing up and like maturing and traveling or making their own money, you know, that kind of stuff. But I think for the most part, it's actually really positive for you. Like Mars retrograde is trying to figure out how to be more assertive out in the world, but also with people who are within your home life, and start looking at like where you can be more assertive and more direct with people professionally or within the family. So that way you feel like you're carving out more time for yourself so you can make more time for relationships, because Jupiter and Neptune is the T-square apex point in your 7th house. So it says that you need more support from others. You need somebody to support you, not financially, but somebody who can be like, hey, I've got you emotionally. I'm here as you're going through challenges.
That's real.
You have to air out some family shit whenever Jupiter's in the 7th if you're ever rising.
That's real.
Good luck for you, Miss Angela. Thank you, Kelsey, for hooking your mom up. That was sweet of you.
Yeah. Matthew said he PayPal'd the information.
Let's see.
Or that he will, so.
It's not here yet, but we have Joseph, so that's okay.
Okay.
Take Joseph. Joseph says, just general reading, how the upcoming transits will affect me and any messages from Spirit.
I love that you're 0 degrees Aries rising, born 93, finishing your Saturn return. 29 degrees Saturn means you're a cold ass motherfucker, bro.
Look at those 0 degrees world access points.
That's what I'm saying.
That means you're destined to be seen.
You are, yeah.
That means you're destined to be seen.
Especially 0 degrees.
I have that too, by the way. Just so you know.
That's 30 degrees Sag, by the way. North Node in the Sag, on Moon in Sag, you're an ascended soul. You're the ascended priest. Okay, I see you, bro. Your entire persona is going to elevate the awareness of how you as a warrior and original personality breaks through your own career success, because your rising 10th house to your sun gives you the public figure persona of your awareness as being a career figure. So Jupiter is getting ready since 2010 to start a brand new 12-year cycle. Once this happened to me, I became the peace dealer. So for you, you're coming into more cardinal forward movement, healing how assertively you break through the expression of yourself publicly. Because as a Cancer sun, your personality in Aries, of course, puts your sun in the 4th house, making you more of a private individual. But Chiron is pushing you out your comfort zone to share more your gifts. Now, you're a Sag moon. So, like, that's so much. You're a Sag moon. So, as sexual as you are on the inside, like, this definitely has you feel the need to explore more your destiny. And you're more clear on that than ever. But you finishing your Saturn return by March is going to complete a lot of the understanding of where you belong, because your collective karmic responsibility is to create an organization and community around the occult. Let me give you an idea of that. I am a Gemini sun and my Saturn is in the 8th. So when I had my Saturn return, it's as a Taurus rising in the 9th house. So I finished college at 30 because it delays higher education till 30. And then the first opportunity I got was to build Saturn a new college, 9th house. But as a Gemini sun, it was an occult college. So the nature of the 9th house college as a Gemini sun was occult, spiritual. The nature of your 11th house Saturn as a Cancer sun is going to be occult, like a supernatural, psychic, occult community that really, organizes hidden knowledge, dealing with tax, sociology from people that deals with people's hidden knowledge. You're completing that. So that's really powerful. But I feel like as a Sag moon, you're going to break through unconscious habits and believing yourself more than ever to break through how you see how powerful you've always been.
Really interesting to see now that Jupiter's coming into conjunction with your ascendant, just that there's new things that are starting, new belief systems, new ways of being able to share information with people.
I just want to go back to the indigenous way and live on a commune. That's the 2nd house Taurus to me.
Your Saturn return's just shaping up, so yes, you will do that. Enjoy having lots of peace until Saturn goes into Aries.
Saturn is weeding out the friends in your life.
You have Saturn at 29 degrees.
That's
too.
Powerful, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of karma. Like, you're a cold motherfucker, bro. That's all I can say. Like, that's a huge attainment.
Saturn at 29 retrograde. Go and look into living in a monastery or something like that. You could.
Wow.
You definitely could.
I wonder if it retrograded out of Pisces or just retrograded at 29 degrees. I'm gonna research that.
We have to look at that.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's helpful for you. We got Matt's info now. So there we go. So he's June 25th, 1999.
Cancer. Ooh, 99. New generation.
And 4:49 a.m. And it's Fern Tree Gully, Australia.
Oh.
Like Fern Gully? Is that after Fern Gully? You're way too young to know what that is, probably, but I gotta ask though.
Right.
That was one of my favorite movies. Remember Batty?
I'm
a mammal. You don't remember that song?
I never seen Fern Gully.
You never seen Fern Gully? What the fuck? It's about fairies. Aries.
I live under a rock.
It's so okay.
My mom wouldn't let me see Harry Potter though. That's the thing. I probably need to watch it.
We need to watch Ferngully.
I've heard of it.
I'm a mammal.
It was about fairies, so I couldn't see that as a kid.
Now he dates fairies. All right.
Oh.
So
touché.
Matt was asking.
Victoria.
Let's see. Where
Of course.
was it? 30 plus Disney. Thank you. It's not just me. Just a general forecast, maybe mostly regarding love and money. Venus gang, love you both heaps.
My Scorpio sister. Batty,
thank you. Okay, let's see.
Nice. Gemini rising.
Mars retrograde on your ascendant. How's that going? So what's going on here?
Straight
Well, you have got Pluto square your Mars coming up, so that's fun. So you want to watch for those patterns and behaviors in relationships, but Pluto's not going to square Mars for very long. It's going to move out of there right quick. You've got Saturn coming into a trine with your Mars, so that's going to be really great for learning, expansion, and travel. You're one of the mutable signs that's kind of just getting hit all across the board with the Mars retrograde. So Mars is retrograding on your ascendant. You're reevaluating what your goals are. It's squaring Neptune in your 10th house and Jupiter, which is the bigger picture of what your life could be or what you're planning on doing as an adult. I think right now, because you're a Gemini rising chart and you've got Mercury as your ruler, Pluto's in opposition right now to your Mercury. So money, resources, paying things off, it's kind of significant because it's coming into a cardinal a cardinal cross. So you've got Pluto in opposition to Mercury, so really intense conversations about money and resources and exchanges. Pluto is also square your natal Mars, where there's challenges revolving around kind of like feeling secure when it comes to creating things and what you get paid for and there being a fair exchange. And you got Pluto that's going to square to Jupiter. So I know a lot of this sounds like a lot, but more or less, this tells me that there is a need to kind of go back to the drawing board and start reevaluating what your goals are. Mars retrograde on your ascendant into the 12th. If you do this, then Mars is actually going to be, coming into aspects with Saturn. So this is like, what are you learning? Where are you traveling? What do you believe in? That kind of vibe. Setting you up as a Cancer sun. So in the new year, when Jupiter goes into Aries, it's going to start squaring your sun, and it's going to make it possible for you to be joining with new people who also are really clear about their vision, making money, coming together, and being abundant. My goodness, Saturn's in opposition to your Venus. That's kind of wrapping up finally as well. So you're going to feel like you're really ready to kind of show up in this next first couple of months of 2023 as Saturn comes into conjunction with your midheaven, and it's like go time when it comes to your career. Saturn will only sit there for a very brief period of time. So it'll go into Pisces. So what I want you to be thinking about is as Saturn comes up to 23-ish degrees, let's say January, Saturn's trine your ascendant. There's a transformation of how you communicate what your goals are, what your direction in life is. Then Saturn's going to sit on your midheaven pretty much from February into March. And you're committing to really maturing and kind of showing up when it comes to like your career. But there's a transformation going on with that. Oh, he's saying this and it is wrong. Hold up.
I was worried about that with the timing.
Did you adjust the time zone?
No, it's because he was born in Australia, so I'm not sure if it didn't do that right.
Let's see, hold up. Edit. Okay. June 25th. Hold on, we got it. Let's see.
Taurus rising.
So why is it saying that?
This happened to us twice before.
So it's happening with places that are in different time zones?
Yeah. It's like an equator.
4:49 a.m.
So it's on. It's just the way the chart system is just off a little bit because it put it off like a few degrees.
Let's see. So he's saying it should be 26 degrees rising.
Taurus. Yeah. Or Gemini or Taurus? Taurus.
No, he's saying Taurus. That's weird that it does that. Hold up. We can change it. So if you're getting 26, is that what you said? 26?
Yep. I'm 27 degrees Taurus rising, by the way, bro.
Sorry, it's a software thing because you're in a different area.
Thankfully, the rising shifts the houses, but everything she said is still on point. It just kind of shifts the
Saturn's already been in your 10th house.
Right.
So actually Saturn's getting ready to leave your 10th house and it's getting ready to go
like
into your 11th.
Before.
Changes things a little bit.
It's just like you're in the room behind it versus the room you're in.
Personally, I think probably one of the bigger things that's happening right now then, I mean, you're having still a lot of the same aspects. Pluto is in opposition to Mercury. It's changing the way that you look at money and resources. You've got Saturn that's finally coming off of your conjunction to Uranus. And Saturn's coming out of a square with your moon. So it's more going to be about who you're partnering with, I think, in the new year, like what your goals are and who you're working with in general. But still, the Pluto opposed Mercury square Jupiter still applies. And you've been kind of landlocked because you've also had Saturn that's been in a square to your moon. So that's been kind of holding up the ability to feel like you can kind of communicate things. Long story short, probably one of the biggest transits still that I would be looking at is the fact that you have Saturn that's in a square to your moon. So it's challenges in terms of what's going on with living situation and how you communicate and express things with other people. And you also have transit Pluto that is in a cardinal T-square with Mercury, Jupiter, and Mars. So Pluto is actually getting ready to go into Aquarius. So being a Taurus rising, you're really going to feel that shift in terms of like what direction your professional life is going. It's got a couple years until it's exact on your midheaven or in your 10th house, but you're going to feel the effects in the spring and you're going to realize you're going into a totally different direction when it comes to your professional life. I think Pluto is helping you kind of start the process of doing that now, frankly.
Beautiful.
Don't worry, SR. We'll double check. It only does that with some people for some reason. Hopefully that was helpful for you, Matt. Thanks for checking in. So we have Marsha, and then we have Dream with Tess. And then we've got Jessica coming back around, and we've got SR.
So what's Marsha's birthday?
So Marsha is... There we go. December 10th, 2012.
Oh my God.
It's for her son.
Oh, okay, cool.
At 2012.
6:16 p.m. Sweet.
And it looks like it's Shawnee, Shawnee.
Kansas? I used to live in Shawnee. I used to live in Lenexa, Kansas for 11th and 12th grade, and I went to school at Shawnee Mission Northwest. That's so awesome. Shout out to y'all Midwesterners. Shawnee.
Okay, so this is her son's chart.
There we go.
So, let's see, make sure this is right.
Cancer rising.
Cool. Cancer rising, Sun in Sag, and you have got a stellium of planets in the 5th house. Scorpio. Holy cow. Saturn, Moon, Venus, North Node, Mercury. So he's having his Mercury return about now.
As a Cancer rising, he's unlocking his creativity at his young age. So he's understanding not only what he loves to do, but because he was born with the North Node in Taurus or Scorpio, this nodal opposition is using his talents to manifest transit-wise or natal-wise. South Node in his 5th house is he's using his talents to be a part of a basketball team or a team. But natally, he's supposed to use the resources of the support of his team to come into independent success. So this is the 10-year span that he's going to gain over the next 10 years to cultivate the real friends as he unlocks his creativity. So 10 years from now, he's an independent, successful, pure artist, which is awesome.
Somebody who has their natal South Node in the 11th and I have my North Node in the 5th house, I can tell you facts. Like, you're going to learn, he'll learn right now the importance of being able to, like, be around other people and the support that he gets and, like, figuring out who he is. And there can be a sense of kind of going along with what everybody else is doing. But he'll make friendships that are going to be really important for about 9 or 10 years from now when he realizes what really makes him happy or how to be able to kind of lean into his own talent. With his South Node in Taurus and the fact that he's just recently had his South Node return, his reverse nodal return, and Jupiter is going to be there, there's no doubt, like, your kid is talented. He's very talented.
Purely talented.
And I don't know if he's going to go in the direction of, like, sports or theater, or if he's going to be somebody who... It's got to be theater. I mean, or art. I mean, the fifth house is stage. So you have Saturn, the moon, Venus, North Node, Mercury, drama. He's dramatic.
We know as a Pisces MC, his legacy is to be believed in. And he's
she said total thespian. There you go.
Total thespian.
Yep.
There we go. That's what's up. So he's someone that's going to be on the big screen. The MC in Pisces is very animated, television-y. So whether he's a teacher or not, ninth house MC means that he's going to teach people to believe in themselves. He's going to be an inspiration people believe in. He's going to show people the unseen. But I mean, I just love that as a Sagittarius sun on the queen goddess Juno, he helps awaken and ascend people's lifestyles.
And an exalted Mars is the dispositor for all those planets in the fifth house. He really needs the one-on-one with other people. Like, he likes having the exchange with other people. So, like, acting groups, acting camp, like, you know, acting teachers, things like that is really important because he needs that back and forth, because that exalted Mars sextiles into all the planets that he has in the fifth. He's able to take what can be darker subjects of Scorpio, pain, fear, you know, trauma, and transmute all of that and funnel that into his seventh house, where he can really kind of take the stage.
I love that you said he's been asking about his purpose. Is it because he's unlocking it? So he's going to be more aware of what his purpose is than ever. He's just still young. So 7 years from now, when Saturn goes on his North Node, he's going to change his direction coming into like the Saturn Pisces. So he's going to know what it is now, but it's going to be different 7 years from now.
He's in theater classes for 6 years already.
Oh, wow.
He's going to kill it. The fact that his moon is conjunct Venus in the North Node means
it's his destiny.
That he is going to be very, very, like, drama. Like, this is not, like, comedy. Like, I don't really get that vibe.
Yeah.
This is... How does he act out a scene of, like, finding out that somebody has died, or some kind of crisis, or some kind of, like,
the thing is, though, as a Sag Sun, 12th house to him, he may not be always aware of. His destiny might elude him. He might not always believe in his talent, which is very annoying, because he could be super talented and feel like he's not good enough. And as he overcomes that, he's gonna be a monster. Like, that's amazing. That's super awesome. And Jupiter is evolving his MC, so he's going to have amazing opportunities over the next year to be with the right people to cultivate his talent. That's beautiful.
Happy birthday to you, Tavia. And hopefully that's helpful, Marsha. Such a talented young little dude that you have there.
I love reading young kids.
I love reading kids' charts. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things. Are so awesome. Do you have
I have Tessa.
Tess? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to do your chart now, Tess. And let's see. Yeah, and then we have Jessica Martinez and SR.
Beautiful.
All right, so Tess, we have you as a 28-degree Cancer rising. Your sun is in Sagittarius in the 5th house, and your moon is in Taurus.
She's a total dream goddess. So, like, she'll have dreams of things that are about to happen that haven't happened yet, all sorts of stuff. Wendy, shout out to you.
What's up, Wendy? Thanks for joining the queue. We'll get to you in just a moment. Did she have any particular questions? I did not see anything. Did she email anything?
No, she emailed her chart, though.
Okay. Level 9. So, some prominent transits that you've got going on right now, Tess. Obviously, you're Cancer rising, so you're ruled by the moon. Uranus is, retrograding back and forth on and off your moon. So to me, it looks like there's some radical changes that are happening for you emotionally, but also in terms of what direction or what changes are happening in terms of your professional life. So you can be having like back and forth relationships with new people at work. You can be feeling differently about what you're doing for a living. There's kind of like things going all over the place. Mm-hmm. Uranus also is about freedom and awakening. And so being that Uranus rules your 11th house, it's about your goals when it comes to how you want to feel about the work that you're doing. Learning to test or tune into your intuition when you're making decisions when it comes to what direction you're going in with your professional life. Listening to your dreams, things like that.
And connecting with a community of people who support what you do. So this is you on your own. I love it because you're on social media. So an eclipse like this is you going viral. doing what you do, building community on your own merit that supports your independence.
Well, it's so good that you're on social media, because in this next year, Uranus is going to go direct, leave your moon, come back into the mid degrees of Taurus. It's going to oppose your Mercury, which can make your social media totally blow up because it's the ruler of your third house. So you might start a new group or something where you have more of a following. There in turn, also, you may find that you have people who are like donating or kind of sending money to you for your services or something that you're kind of working out. And you're going to have your Uranus opposition. So that's kind of like the now or never transit with Uranus that you have natally conjunct Mercury in the 5th. Much more talking about what you enjoy, what you do, what you're interested in, what you love. Lots of changes when it comes to children or even romantic partners. When that energy gets thrown into your 11th house, it's going to be like you being like, okay, well, it's not just about me. It's about a group. Let me start a group. Let me get a following. Let's get a collective together. You may find that like all of your wishes come true because you're taking your talents and putting it out there. And then all of a sudden, all of these people are kind of like swarming and they're interested in what you're doing. You may start a collective. You may hire other people to kind of work with you. I mean, the fact that Jupiter is getting ready to swing into your 10th house makes me feel inclined to tell you like, you're either going to have to hire somebody to help you with marketing and expansion and like really kind of fully kind of filling out your what's the word that I'm looking for? Like
Schedule.
your brand and your schedule and getting things organized, or you might consider hiring other people to come on and like work for you or assist you so you can really expand the way that you want to expand. Like you're a Cancer rising, but you're late degree. So you can also kind of listen to what's going on for Leo risings, and you're going to see that the Jupiter conjunctions and all the things taking place in your 10th house is like really big energy for being able to get on a completely different work schedule and having more expansion in your social groups.
And also, you know, you're evolving your career next year with Jupiter and Aries. So there's new individual actions that will uplift you to the next level. And as Saturn is going through Pisces, that next 2-year period will transition you out of nursing and into your own independent, successful career. Beautiful.
So we've got SR, and then we'll do Jessica
Does she
and
want to read?
Wendy. Yes. So SR, April 12th, 1975.
Nice. AM?
AM, 10:20 a.m. And it's VIENTIANE, Laos, LAOS.
Beautiful.
Good luck, Tess. Sending you lots of good vibes.
SR, please confirm your rising sign just in case this has it a little different, just because of the birthplace, which might look like it's.
So we have you as 2-degree Cancer rising.
Yeah.
Your question is, tell me about work, career, money. What's going on? Looking at resigning this job I'm in. I'm currently at work watching you.
Nice.
Working hard. Thanks for supporting us.
Cancer rising.
You got a Cancer rising.
Pisces MC, you've evolved your career. Congratulations. Now, as a 9th house Pisces and Cancer rising, we know you're gangster. You got Saturn in Cancer. So you're the embodiment of the authority and integrity of sincere emotions. 50 Cent has this too, and he made $100 million selling Smart Water. You have this, of course, with your sun in Aries. And this is amazing because in April, you're going to have a 22-degree Sun-Jupiter conjunction on your
I told him about that. That's on my moon. So you and I are going places together.
And that's it's huge. I think it's one of the most significant aspects. And you have Chiron 23 degrees, so she's going through a Chiron return. And this is putting you in a position to break through the assertiveness. I love women who are going through this transit, because whether you're a man or woman, right, this is having you break through the glass ceiling with unique properties that you individually push. So it's really amazing because this is putting you in a position to now take the actions over 2023 from January to May to elevate your status, which means that right now in Pisces, you're not going to be clear on how this looks. But once you break through, you're going to break through the fog, and you're going to see all the work that you have already done. So you already did all the work. It's going to break you
SR
through.
says, I can't wait for my birthday next year. Yeah, because your solar return's going to have your whole sign,
my God,
8th house
that's
ruler,
crazy.
conjunct your sun, so you're going to get paid.
And Jupiter. That's
Yeah.
going to be the best solar return
Ever. Because
yeah.
you're going to get the sweetness of Jupiter all year long.
Yeah.
All year long.
And then the eclipse in your 11th house is arranging wealthy connections with wealthy friends who are genius and or crazy, but wealthy. So
I feel like between your Jupiter return, Jupiter in your whole sign 10th, Jupiter conjunct your sun.
she's moon in Taurus.
Yeah,
like you're a whole boss. That's amazing.
There is so many good things coming for you. I'm wondering if it's like about you joining like a new group or association or a new union of
Your
some
moon
kind.
is exalted on the queen goddess Juno, and your sun is exalted. So like you're legit. You're a gangster. You are a gangster. I have to just emphasize that. Oh, that's awesome.
I know, I can't wait. Thanks. I want wealthy friends. You're gonna find it, but you're gonna find also people who
They're
are
gonna
gonna
come
be,
to you.
They're gonna be active and assertive, or like physically active, or they're gonna be self-employed. Like people who are gonna be like movers and shakers, and you're gonna be like, yeah, I want to be with people like this who are like focusing on what they're growing.
Damn, and you got the Jupiter return. This is just
That's a really good. That's a really good. You want to compare your Jupiter return and your solar return at the same time because those
Two
should
Jupiter
be
returns.
really.
3 Jupiter returns.
Yeah, you've had 3, so it's the
Jesus.
final one that's going to be the big one. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wowzers. Good on you. Hopefully that's helpful for you, SR.
We did Matthew, right?
We did Matthew, yeah. So we just got to take, let's take Wendy and then we'll do Jessica
Wendy, there
Martinez's
we go.
cards.
Oh, she wanted more cards?
Yes.
Awesome.
So Wendy, can we get your city and your time?
So,
She's July 13th, 65. Actually, I have her info. I can just give it to you.
shout out to you, Wendy. We really appreciate your support. It's always nice to see you.
So she is 3:34 a.m. in Westminster, California.
Oh, nice.
I got you, Wendy. You're an OG.
Yeah, exactly. Straight up. It's always nice seeing you tune in, too.
So Wendy says she's a Gemini rising. I remember that.
Right.
What the fuck is happening with my love life? I'm so hurt by the way I'm being treated and I don't know where I stand. He's saying we're okay, but my gut is not feeling it. Am I being manipulated?
Well, we know that you are super psychic. You're the greatest of us, the Cap Moon Cancer. So you know what it is. You're more emotionally mature than who you're dealing
The
with.
Uranus square Venus.
Yeah.
That's part of what's going on.
And Mars is giving you so much more of an assertive makeover. So this is really teaching you a lot about, of course, respecting your boundaries and not letting people play you. But the one thing you want to look forward to is that you have a lot more options than it currently seems. I don't even think you doubt that you have options, but just so you don't feel that you're limited, the Pluto square to your rising is going to make it look like it, but once it goes into Aries in your 11th, it's going to clear up so much more, like new opportunities, new friends, new the huge theme over the next 4 months from January to May of 2023 is meeting new people, new amazing
It's
people.
also Mars retrograding back into your 12th house, and it's about healing and kind of taking a step back so you can reevaluate, who your true friends are, who has your back, like who is going to stand up for you. It's going to conjunct Jupiter, which is also positive because it's your whole sign 10, so it tells me that you're re-strategizing where you're going with work. But I think this is both a combination of Saturn still in opposition to your Venus and Uranus coming into a square again with your Venus. This is going to be where you'll have it one more time after this. This will be next year. When Uranus squares Venus, we see upsets in relationships. And I think it's also because Venus is in your 3rd house of communication. Uranus in your 8th house is like, or your 12th house is like, something's off. My intuition's telling me something. I feel like the vibes are off. Scoring Venus in the 3rd where somebody's saying to you, yeah, we're good. And you're like, no, something's telling me it's not right. Being played, you have to wait until you have that Mercury retrograde in your 7th. You will have Mercury go retrograde over your moon. It'll drop, I think, right about into your 7th house, so you can reevaluate a relationship. But really tricky kind of predicament you're in right now with Mars retrograding on your ascendant, saying scale back, bring things back, don't say anything, think about it first, think before you leap. It's in a square with Uranus and Pluto, so you're feeling very emotionally triggered. It's in a square with Saturn in your 10th house, so you're also feeling limited in terms of like relationships with superiors, men, bosses, things like that, until you have a positive transit involving Jupiter. This is going to be a little sticky. So the truth is like Sag season, I think, is really going to teach you like who is worth your time.
You're going to be a lot more aware of who you can move forward with.
Yep, especially right around the end of November, beginning of December, when like Venus and Mercury go into your 7th house, it's going to oppose Mars. And I think you're going to step back and go, I'm going to let them do all of the work. And you should, with Mercury, Venus, and the Sun in your 7th. Like, vanish for a bit, or don't be so easy to contact.
I would definitely recommend if you can go on Google or YouTube and read the audiobook Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard and E Squared, because these exercises will supercharge your alignment, because Jupiter coming in by January, all right? This is going to start that 5-month process to where you are an angel. You're an incredibly valuable priestess.
Wendy is an angel. She's such a sweetheart.
She is such an angel. So, like, you got options. It's just the quality of your options.
And she's a boss.
She's a total boss. So, like, no, for real, second house. So, the quality of your options are going to upgrade, and you're going to be more aware. Coming out of the Pisces fog, you're ending the old narrative since 2010. And now you're going to step into more quality sextile Saturn and Aquarius now in Pisces, of options that were always there, but there's no more blockages. So it was never really you. It was just really kind of adjusting the space around you to facilitate this. So please keep us posted.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, you gotta give this until about the mid-December period, because I think you taking a scale back, you're gonna see where people are gonna kind of come forward, and like they're gonna have to put in work to communicate and like reach harder to get in contact with you. And while Mars is retrograde in your 12th house, you are healing.
And as far as romance, we're going to have to look at career, because Saturn is going to go over your MC, and you're coming into one of the greatest recognitions and accomplishments because you've been putting in so much hard work. So Will Smith, as a Gemini rising, got his Oscar when Saturn was on his MC. Saturn went through my MC. I've been viewed by 10 million people. You're coming into your Aquarius MC accolade. So congratulations. It should transform.
And sending you lots of healing. I have to be honest with you. Like, this is a little ways down the line, but when Jupiter goes into Aries and it starts trining your Venus, pretty much from about February on, February, March, April, like, you're going to have new friends, new groups, new community. You're going to be socializing with new people. You're going to have people who are going to be gassing you up. It's all going to trine your Venus. It's also going to trine your 7th. You're going to have so much support and so much love that right now I think it's like through the process of elimination and people who aren't treating you very well, or you're realizing that aren't really showing up for you, you're like, maybe I need to pivot and put my attention in other areas to find people who are going to want to partner with me. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that's helpful, Wendy. Sending you so much love. Mars retrograde in your 12th. Light a candle and do a little dance. You'll feel better.
Oh, yes.
Sunshine Shawnee, you cannot rewind during the live readings. You're going to have to do that when we're done streaming. What's up, Echoist? Nice to see you. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. We are going to be having last call at 8 o'clock. We have got Jessica Martinez, who put in a reading for Shannon OG.
Nice.
Post-eclipse. So let's see what the cards say. And if you guys want to jump in and you want to get in the queue and make a donation, the QR code is right here. You can scan that. $20 for 1 card, $40 for 3 cards, $50 for an astrology reading. And if you guys play your cards right, you might get a sex reading. I don't know. I'm not going to say you will, but you might.
Hey, we'll see.
That's your favorite thing to do, isn't it?
3 piles this week. Oh, yes.
All right, so this is for Shannon, the OG. Let's see what you need to be aware of post-eclipse and what the cards have to say for you. I'm kind of needing a pick a card sex reading this week. I feel like I need some guidance on that.
I got you, man. That's it.
All right, so for Shannon, oh my goodness, Shannon, this is a breakthrough. It is a breakthrough, but I think this is also
Darkest before
realizing
dawn
that,
breakthrough.
yes, darkest before the dawn, bossing up, realizing that there's some stuff that's going on right now that's like, you're being pushed by other people, you're being pushed by a team, you're being pushed by the universe to just put one foot in front of the other right now.
It looks like he's carrying the team and he's having the burden of carrying everything.
But also, with success comes a whole lot of bullshit that nobody really tells you about. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. That's like, you know, 3 of coins is saying working hard and kind of building your future and building your vision and working with other people and like one foot in front of the other. The Emperor is very Mars energy, so you might want to take a look at where Mars is retrograding right now. Maybe it's kind of suggesting that you're restructuring what direction you're taking, you know, how to really kind of show up and like be a boss or be a manager or be somebody who's in charge. I also feel like the 9 of Swords is kind of saying like the anxiety that's like, oh my God, I'm putting so much into it. Is this going to work? Is this not going to work? And like all of the things that you're dealing with outside of your professional life that's weighing heavily on you. It can be making it hard for you to focus, hard to sleep, hard to rest. But like we said, the burden that comes with success, because the Emperor is like, look, I'm going to put on my game face. Nobody's going to see what's going on when I'm showing up for work. Nobody's going to see all of the things I'm fighting through and stuff I'm working with. And you're doing this behind closed doors, so people don't really know how challenging things are for you right now just to get out of bed, right? Like literally 9 of Swords. To get out of bed, to get things done. I feel like this is about really channeling and working with your inner warrior and like finding a way to incorporate more Mars energy into your life. When Mars is retrograde, like we cannot have as much direct motion, or we feel sluggish, or we feel tired, or we aren't really kind of going at things in a linear fashion. So with the Emperor coming up, it's like, well, what can you take control of? What can you make happen? So if you're in a situation where you're dealing with stress, anxiety, or you're overly exhausted, or you're worrisome, focus on what you can control. And that's like getting up, making your bed, having a healthy meal, working out, like the various small things to kind of build more stability and feel like you're more in control before you kind of move forward over these next couple of months. Because to me, it looks like you're stressing out about the responsibility, the burden, the things that are on your shoulders right now. And also other people relying on you, or you working with other people and feeling like you really need to show up and you're like, man, I don't know if this is going to work out. But you have to have some faith, and there is a need to really acknowledge the fact that with success does come a lot of challenges, and don't let it keep you up at night. That would be my advice. There is a need to really kind of actively share where you're having stress or tension with your team, so that way you're not feeling like it's all landing on you and coming to a point where you kind of feel like you have to take a break or break down or rest or recuperate. That seems to be really important. Mm-hmm. Hopefully that's helpful. Thank you, Connie. What's up, Connie? Welcome back. It's nice to see you. My crew needs a crew for my everyday meltdowns. Shannon said, you're spot on, Candace. Thank you. Sending you lots of love, Shannon. You can do it. Hang in there. Hang tight. You are definitely tapping into your inner boss mode. You just, you know, sometimes being strong is sharing with other people where you're kind of having some challenges. Concha, May 7th, 1986.
86, Saturn Sag.
11:03 a.m. And that was in Glendale Heights, Illinois. Best believe Connie wants to know about her love life. She says, what do you see? I am single.
All right, Connie. So we know that you got your rising in Leo. You're a main character. You're getting prepared for marriage, my friend. Saturn has gone through your 7th. When Saturn and Jupiter go through your 7th house, you get prepared for marriage, business partnerships, or divorce.
Here comes Pluto.
Here comes Pluto. And thankfully, you're 2 degrees Leo, so you'll go through it quickly. Like the late degree Leos are going to have to wait. It's going to be like they're on death row. But for you, it's going to be like you're going to get it over quick. And you got your sun in Taurus. You got your moon in Taurus. So you're a total queen. You're a total queen of destiny. Oh my gosh, this is unlock. You're going through the greatest nodal unlocking ever. This is huge. So the reason why this is important, everything before this chapter is not going to facilitate love because you're closing the old movie and book. Once you step into this new chapter, there's going to be so much new opportunity for love. So right now, as we speak, you could already be talking to your future husband or spouse, or you could be around your future spouse, or creating the environment that can support. That's what Saturn going through your 7th since 2021 has been doing, construction in your relationship house to upgrade the standards of your partners. And as a Taurus sun, you're married to the game because Aquarius in your 7th house is your career. So your awareness of your career is what you have a partnership with. People who are knowledgeable, who bring you forward, okay, to your career. So everything about this is going to be unexpected. You really want this 6-month arc now that we've unlocked the hidden private influences and family influences. Obviously, you and I are similar. We have South Node in the 4th. So if I listened to any of my family's advice, I would not be an astrologer. I would not be here. So because I went against my 4th house advice, I'm here with you right now, living my destiny. And that's going to be similar to you. You have underground wealth and Scorpio wisdom that's going to be used as a resource to have you manifest your individual value. And this is the payday of a lifetime. Honestly, there's more to suggest that you get in the bag. Like, this is career success, but 11th house influence will connect you with cool people, and with your MC in Aries, you're upgrading your career, and that elevated status will give you more options because you're a total queen. Remember, you're a total queen, natural queen, sun, moon, solar queen rising. So, you know, the any limitations in relationships is Saturn, but once that leaves, it's going to bring a lot of opportunities.
I also feel personally like when Saturn leaves the house, he leaves a gift.
Yeah.
So the fact that Saturn's getting ready to leave your 7th house here pretty soon might bring a really significant relationship. Mars is going retrograde over your Venus also. So it looks to me like somebody may be brought back into your social circle or your orbit, especially like around like mid-December.
An entourage.
And you're going to see this possibly also around the mid-February period where there's some kind of connection. But Uranus rules your 7th. It's transiting through your 10th, conjunct your sun, which means changes in your professional realm lead to new changes in regards to relationships, networking events, meeting people, going out there and doing that stuff. You're more likely to meet someone. Pluto going into Aquarius is like a very big theme because you're going to have Pluto square your nodes and also Pluto square Pluto. So relationships on the horizon, but it's got to be relationships with people who empower you. Yeah. Right? People who are going to be like, I'm all in. I love you. This is true
bring
love.
Great knowledge. Oh, she has Pluto 28. Okay, that's the transit.
Coming into conjunction with her descendant, though.
Yeah.
So it's coming, but I would say whenever transits happen to your natal Uranus or your natal sun, that's what happens. You got Mars in opposition to Uranus. Focus on going and being social and making friends. That's how you're going to meet people.
You're not going to like people, though, with the square to your moon. So if people aren't extremely pure in the knowledge they have, Pluto's going to cock block the shit out of you. So that's a good thing, but just be patient with the process. You're not going to have to wait long at all, but be patient with the process for sure.
Who else? We got somebody else who's snuck in there. We got a couple minutes left. We're going to call. We got Rachel that snuck in there. She has one card.
Oh, she did.
You want to take it?
I'll take it.
Okay. Let's see what Rachel says. Rachel says, love sex life is DOA. Pajama Guy is once again distancing and seems not interested. Although we're technically in a relationship, doesn't really feel like it. Virgo rising, Taurus sun, Gemini moon. What do you see?
I'm going to pull a bonus
Virgo
card
rising.
for you.
The squares to your 7th house, Neptune. Ah!
So this first card is going to be you and him. This is going to be his significator, and we have him as the 4 of Swords. So you want to...
He's slacking.
And you want to sleep on him. It's not like underestimate him, but take a rest. Take your mind off of it. Literally just take time off and then revisit it next week.
What's up, Rome?
See if you feel the same way. See if you think the same way. Then we have for both of you, we have for you the Strength card. So Strength card up right is definitely talking about you're in your passion. This to me looks like if you were having sex, he needs recovery time. I know what that's like. You're ready to go. Like Autumn was like, really? But like this, I feel like this pertains more to him. Like he might personally need rest. That's why he's not able to match your energy right now. So him not getting the rest needed is blocking, but the more rest he gets, the better. So the next step for you is the Tower card reversed, which is averting disaster, but we do have the Two of Cups. So both you in this relationship is mutual. It's really good. You're averting disaster here by not acting too soon. And what do you feel this might mean personally?
I mean, the averting disaster makes sense. I kind of feel like the distancing and him taking space is really like testing her in this situation, and she's looking at this being like, okay, is this how it's always going to be? Like, do I just wash my hands of the situation and end it and see if that's enough to push him into being like, okay, I want this? It's kind of seeing if you're going to do something really dramatic or really drastic and tell him like, hey, this ain't working. But Mars on your moon has you impatient 100%, and it's in a square to Jupiter and Neptune. So I think you're feeling like, hey, I shouldn't have to work so hard to get a reaction out of you or to get you to show up. So you're scaling back.
Yeah.
I would wait. And I think that in the end, like, he's going to come back around with the Two of Cups. But I also feel like it's basically saying for you right now that you're really focused on a foundation and, like, having stability.
And thankfully, like she said with the Two of Cups, the connection is mutual. It's pure. So it's worth still building in. And yeah. So we got the pick a card sex reading. The underlying theme for this sex reading is, of course, the Ten of Pentacles. So this is talking about
Working hard for it.
Yeah, and also, I mean, long term. You could be having, of course, if you're in a relationship, this is a long term partner, but this could really help you look at the long term as far as like how valuable this is, amongst other things. So if you picked pile 1, we do have the Justice card. Sign a contract before, just be safe. Especially if this is a one-night stand, get that consent form. But the Justice card is more so very decisive action towards having this. This is very objective though. Justice card is assuring sex, but in a way that it's almost as if you're gonna get married to this person if you're not already married to this person. Like it's sex. You might not know at the moment. Or a
karmic bond.
It is definitely karmic. But it's almost as if, because it's not Tower card that's unexpected pregnancy, but it's like a natural step forward. So that's really interesting. Pile 2, we do have the Knight of Cups. You're Justin Biebering your way into some pussy. Into some sex. This is very romantic.
I'm just like thinking of that Justin Bieber song in my brain.
Justin Bieber is playing while you're having sex. It's like very romantic. Baby,
yeah, that's the song I was thinking about.
Don't hate. That's Bieber Belly.
Who's gonna bang to that song?
You
That's horrible.
I mean, still, this is very R&B. This is very sensual. This is you're singing to the vagina or the dick before you fillet it or cunnilingus it.
What the fuck?
No, but it's very creative. It's like you're having fun with this sex. It's like you're the sex is a song and you're having a music video through it. That was graphic. So we do have pile 3. Ooh. So pile 3, you gonna have a baby?
What?
It came up reversed, but fuck that. I'm putting it up. So this could just be messy ass feelings. But the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups is not only verbatim. This whole pick a card sex reading is talking about the union between the Knight and the Page of Cups, where these are two people who are in puppy love. This isn't the king and queen. This is the Knight and the Page. So they're just like having PDA in the mall as high schoolers, and they're getting married very young. And it's a short-term relationship. So the Page of Cups for pile 3 is this very puppy love, gaining a crush. It's more cuddly. It's more innocent. It could still be sexual, but Yeah.
Spacebug says, nah, not getting laid. Pile 3.
No.
I saw Paula snuck in there. Paula, do you want your reading? Let me know. Do you want a tarot reading or you want an astro reading while we've got you? You're a level 3 subscriber member, so big thank you. If you want to cash in on your reading, I'm happy to do it for you. If you want astrology, to send me your time, date, and birth location, or I can read 3 cards for you. Just let me know. I always regret the pile I choose. It's necessary truth. Oh, man. You guys are tearing up the comments right now. All right, Paul, let me know what your question is, and I will answer it for you. I'm glad we caught you. We're here only every so often. All right, Paula, what's your question? And we will wrap with Paula. She is the last one for the evening. We just filmed a new podcast for you guys. We got Sag season coming out on Monday.
Wait.
Saucy Sag season.
Saucy Sag.
And then we've got another episode we just filmed that's all about Jupiter's retrograde in Pisces going direct and our hot takes on each and every one of the 12 signs and what Jupiter's blessings are for you. If you're not already subscribed, you should be subscribed to the Midheaven podcast. Make sure that you are so you know when we have new content coming out. Let's see. What can I keep in mind as I navigate this 7D crush?
Oh, 5D is one thing. 70, you serious. 70, you're one and only. I like that. So, first of all, the first person, like I read a Kino Tarot reading, and shout out to Kino Tarot. She mentioned in her tarot, in the pick a card reading I picked, that like it's cool. She mentioned in a sense it's cool to bring the awareness of talking about someone in a way where it's like, oh yeah, I know this person's my soulmate and like I haven't met them yet. And bringing life to that brings more life to that. And I love that you got the Empress here. So
I feel like it's so crazy because I can barely comprehend the 3 and the 4 and the 5D, but like, what is 7D? Are you banging on another planet? Like, what's going on?
3 is time, space, 4, or 3 is space, 4 is time, and then 5 is imagination. 7 is beyond what we can naturally perceive, but 7 is like the time-space continuum happening multiversally. But yeah,
so it's like string theory.
Yeah,
like basically feeling like you have another life going on in another place with this other person.
It's like having sex with someone in multiple universes at the same time.
He lives elsewhere, so how can we connect in 3D? Okay, all right, I got you. So I mean, I feel the fact that like the 8 of Cups and the 8 of Cups and the 8 of Swords come up first is interesting because it's talking about change and transformation. Walking away from what you always believe. Maybe you're like, am I crazy? Is this a thing? Is this not a thing? Do I move forward? And every time you try to move forward, you're like, I am still having conversations with them in my mind, or I'm still thinking about them, or we're still going back and forth somewhere else in another place. Like being very energetically connected on a mental plane. Mm-hmm. Like not feeling like you can break out of like this connection even though you try to move forward. And maybe it's telling you that like there is going to be some physical connection or some kind of togetherness, merger, a rebirth of some kind. Like the Empress is like basically saying like it can come into the physical time space. It may take a period of 3 months, 3 years, something like that. But the Empress is also like you knowing like, okay, if this is meant to be, I have to sit here and look pretty and like really love myself and take care of myself and be giving myself all the things that I need in preparation for this connection and for this union. Like for me, that doesn't sound that crazy. Mm-mm. It makes me feel like there's a lot of you being like, okay, now that I know that that's a thing and that's a connection, it's going to happen at some time, space, whatever, like I have to focus on me and kind of getting all of my stuff in order so that way I'm ready when that connection happens, if that makes sense.
I feel like once she's here, you're not even going to be into this 70. Like you'll have a 70 connection, but it's like him or better, right? So you're not attached. As long as you're not attached to the 3D, you're mirroring his vibe and he's going to help hook you up. You're going to, of course, connect with that vibe to help ground in 3D. And also, because Empress here, you have options. So with the 3D 70 connection, just know you're not limited to just that connection. It's representative of something, of course, beyond 3D. So it's not just him, right? But I think you're going to really enjoy this with the Empress because it's going to really help it's gonna align more the self-concept you need to step into the relationship you want, even if it's not with him. So if you're on Instagram, follow Circumstances Don't Matter and Dream Manifestors. Those will be really great pages to get you into the right mindset to navigate this 70.
I also feel weird saying this, but I'm just going to say it anyway. Like, I don't know if anybody's heard of like copycat manifestation. Have you heard of that? Mm-mm. So like, let's say you're super, super fixated on like this person and you're like, okay, I'm fixated on this person and this is how they look and like their name is Tom. Like they look this way, their name is Tom. You may find that like you're kind of like on the brink of being like, is this ever going to happen? Is that person ever going to come into my reality? Like maybe I need to focus more on me. And then there's this situation where you end up bringing someone in who looks exactly like that person or they have the same name. And it's like the universe's way of kind of showing you like you can literally bring in what you've been manifesting and it can look or it can have the same name.
Let me give you an example of that. So I've been obsessed with a Capricorn woman named Victoria for years.
It's a thing. This is a thing. I've done this like a dozen times and it's so fucking weird.
So thankfully I'm overly obsessed. I'm into a Leo woman now. But like for so long, I still feel her. Like we got the same alma mater. We've graduated from UTEP. I know I'm gonna meet her one day. And I'm gonna talk shit and be like, you curved me for all these years, bitch. But it's all right. I will call her a bitch. She smacked me in the face. I'll call her a bitch. But like, yeah. It's cool though because I swear to God, like whenever I would try and walk away from her, I would see the craziest synchronicities. So one of the synchronicities I saw early on was
another Victoria.
I swear to listen to me. I know her to this day and we talk to this day. And that was the universe's way of saying, hey. So basically, this Victoria chick got me blocked. Like she don't want, I try to message her that she not trying to fuck with me at all. So one day I was specifically like, I'm gonna move away. I'm gonna walk away from this lady. Like I'm not gonna do this. And as soon as I said that, Shayna, shout out to Shana, she wanted me to give her a reading. She's like, hey, can you read my friend too? And I was like, yeah, sure. Why did her friend have the exact same birthday as Victoria? Exact same year and day.
Ooh, spooky.
And guess where she was born? Victoria, British Columbia. I was like, what the fuck?
The universe has a sick sense of humor,
It's
man.
twisted.
I've noticed this a million times that with for you might get names. For me, it's like I will meet somebody who looks exactly like somebody else, and I'm like, this is fucked.
I feel like I get names because I'm Gemini, and then you get the actual person.
Yeah, but I've seen like throughout my
crazy.
life like multiple versions of the same person. Where
Like,
they look
same
exactly
look,
the
all
same.
that? Damn.
Yeah, like several times. Not even in a romantic sense necessarily, but like, you know, like a friend that looks exactly
That's
like a
deep.
friend, or like, man, it's just it's creepy.
Yeah.
So you're manifesting that, you're bringing that in, and you're kind of like, okay, do I have to wait for that to happen, or is it just going to show up? And I feel like as you're focusing more on preparing for that person coming in, it could be that physical person, it could be that person who has that name, it could look just like them, but the universe is definitely going to be working with you.
And her friend, by the way, we talk like, whereas Victoria's blocked me, like I'm cool with her, with this other lady. So it's like if I want, she has a twin flame who's an Aries, but if I wanted to develop something with her, I can. So that's what it kind of looked like. It's like, you can manifest what the fuck you want. It's interesting. This was years ago, too. Years ago. So, yeah, that's my story. That's my copycat manifestation story.
Well, good luck, Paula. Hopefully that's helpful. Thank you guys so much for joining us for our live. We appreciate your love and your support. Stay tuned for new podcast episodes coming out on Monday. Unless you're a level 2 or 3 person, you're going to get that early on Saturdays. So do make sure you're subscribed. Consider joining our memberships. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see all of you very soon. Take care.
Peace.